Colorado residents have been warning of a Venezuelan gang takeover, and in the last few weeks, street signs have been popping up in Aurora, Colorado with messages like "Caution, Kamala's illegals," and "Blacks must sit at the back of the bus, Kamala's migrants sit in the front." And so we thought we'd go out to a man who has been known for some awesome political artwork of his own over the last few years. Sabo, he's a political guerrilla artist. So what do you make of what's going on in Aurora, Colorado right now?
I think what's going on in Aurora is crazy. Everyone thinks you're supposed to drive down the street and see like gang members with rifles on the roofs. It's not quite that way. Aurora's a big place. The place that's being affected is where the blacks and the minorities live. You know, the comfortable rich places aren't being touched at all.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make of this? I mean, the Venezuelan gangs, right, in this city, in certain areas. Have you seen any of this with your own eyes, or just watching the videos like the rest of us?
I live in Aurora, so I drive around all the time. I see tons of migrants. I mean, none of them have a Tren de Aragua shirt or anything like that, but I can tell that a lot of these people are very young and they seem very desperate. This time last year, during the winter time, they dropped off like 30,000 when it was about minus 10 degrees. So they were very desperate people, and many of these women were, from what I understand, prostituting themselves just to not freeze or starve to death.
Now, we know you, basically I did, when I learned about you, was the Ted Cruz creation, that you had that art piece of Ted Cruz back in the day. And I'm curious to just get your take on the left versus the right with some of the artwork that you see with the street artwork that's been out there, and how just the different sides are going about and reacting to it.
To the art?
Yeah.
I believe the art's being used to just distract people. You have this really horrible thing that's going on in Aurora, and I truly believe those signs were used to say, hey, look at the racist over here, and don't look at what's going on. You have to consider the leadership in Colorado. On one hand, they're saying, let's have a task force to take on these gangs, while on the other hand, you have the governor saying, you know, it's all a figment of everyone's imagination.
So very curious. By the way, the Ted Cruz poster, right, is iconic, and I bring it up all the time as an example. And I'm sure there's all kinds of politicians out there who say, I wish I had one of those, right? Almost every election cycle ever since that appeared. But we're a week in which I'd love to get your thoughts on some artwork that we've seen all over the internet. I hesitate to call it artwork, but there's a lot of AI cats and dogs and geese, online because of another city where something similar is apparently going down. There's 20,000 Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio, right? And within a few days, you had really, high-ranking politicians sharing memes, the governor saying he was going to send in the state police. What do you make of what's going on in Springfield, Ohio?
I think it's crazy. Here in Aurora, you have like flocks of geese during the, I guess, migrating south or something. I'm waiting to see it happen here. Don't get me wrong. I go into these parks and I go, my God, wouldn't those taste nice? And when you consider, I'm serious, these are geese. Mm-hmm. And, when you consider the price of groceries today, I mean, a grocery cart will run to what, $300? These people have, I would say these people have nothing, but, they say that these signs that came up in Denver will divide the black and the migrant communities. I say that Kamala's failed policies are dividing the black and the migrant communities, because the black people in Chicago are seeing migrants have EBT cards with $13,000 for food, whereas black homeless, veterans, they have nothing. So, I mean, as far as the geese go, or the cats or the dogs, that's just food, man. People got to eat.
Hey, a lot of truth to that. I want everyone to know that when Sabo strikes, we try to report that at theblaze.com. And Sabo, you should let everyone know where people are interested in what you do. They can go and support you.
Yeah, I have a website, unsavoryagents.com. And, I usually sometimes ask to recoup what projects cost, but I could really use your help right now. I have a donate link on my website, unsavoryagents.com, and, you can help me out there.